return to your sleeping quarters and rest for the night, if you insist. Oh, hey all you cool creatures. I'm Cryptid. Welcome to the Cryptid Plays YouTube channel, and today we are playing Lovely Pressed Flowers, which is a game created for the Pirate Software Game Jam number 15. This is only a demo. It takes place in the same universe as Let Me Remind You, A Date with Denial. It's by that same creator. Some of you may be more familiar with why is this strange guy letting me touch his chest in the back rooms, but this will be a more serious visual novel. It is a horror romance visual novel with light puzzle elements, and in it you work for the Daedalus Laboratory. You send plants into different worlds to see how the worlds affect them. However, recently you've noticed that your coworkers have started going missing, including your lab supervisor. Still, you must keep working to prevent termination. So far, I don't even know if there's an ending because it is just a demo. There are 5 endings planned, so let's get into it. The developer tells us why this is only a demo at the moment. This is only a web build, so we cannot actually download the game yet. Oh, we actually have Claw doing Zacharias's humming. And some of the music is by Zach Valence. Oh, exciting! Warning, this game contains fictional depictions of blood and gore. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome, Daedalus Laboratory's employee. Signing in. Please remember to also sign in to your Mavarim Corp account. Hope I said that right. Please identify yourself. We'll go with he, him. I've been feeling that a lot recently, so please enter your name. Okie doke. Anemone. I wonder if that's like anemone. We're gonna go with Moth, though. Greetings, Dr. Moth. Welcome back to work. Please check in with your laboratory supervisor. Then proceed to your quarters for the night. Remember to read both your document and instructions. Signed, Dr. H, alright? Oh cool, we actually do some point and click stuff. That's cool. Let's see. Flower Laboratory. Retrieve the flowers using the computer. Take flowers from the shoot. Study the flowers at the study desk. Transmutated flower compared against the original flower. Oh. That it? Oh. It's not time to sleep yet. I have work to do. Sure. Okay, so something I do notice with web builds is they tend to be a bit slower. So, if you notice any lagging, that might be why. Let's see, Daedalus Laboratory, subsidiary of Mavarim Corporation. Date, we don't know. Project Mandrake. Project introduction. Daedalus Laboratories has long been working hard to study safe forms of interdimensional travel and research alternate worlds discovered. In recent years, Project Backroom started in 1970-something has yielded interesting results. The discovery of this plane of existence brings up much potential of its usage, such as for military, medicinal, and civilian housing. However, researchers of Project Backrooms discovered certain locations in the backrooms have anomalous environments that may affect biological matter in unknown ways. Project Mandrake was created to study those anomalous effects. We aim to send various plant life into the multiple locations of the back rooms, retrieve them, and study their effects on plant samples. We view it as a form of alchemy where we allow anomalous environments of those locations to alter plant life and study the transmutation that has occurred. We hope that we can discover effects and changes that can benefit the company and humanity as a whole. And it goes dark. Anywho, I guess we'll go out and do our work. Leave the sleeping quarters, yes. These rooms are my coworkers' sleeping quarters. I haven't seen them in a while now. I wonder why. Go back. No, we're not going to, sorry. Go to the flower laboratory to start working. Yes. Oh, okay. Cool, there's a flower shoot. Retrieve plant samples through the interdimensional portal. Confirm. Flowers have been teleported into the lab and retrieved via the flower shoot. All right. Lily, note down any changes to the petals. Well, other than the color, no changes? Unless it's elongated? No, it looks normal. Patterns are inverted. You have finished the observation. Press the flower. Confirm. I leapt back away from my study desk at the noise. Someone came clattering into the laboratory, stumbling as if she had been leaning against the door before falling in. A file and a handful of wrapped candies scattered across the pristine, sterilized floor. Oh, she's cute! Dr. Calla. Yeah, hi there, Moth. I was wondering if Florian was with you here today, but looks like he's not here. Sorry about the noise and the mess. Hope I'm not interrupting anything important. Well, you kind of are, but she didn't seem to hear me, being too distracted and kneeling down to pick up her file and each suite one by one. She's cute. It's kinda dark around in your sector. I couldn't see and tripped against the side of the door. How do you guys see in here anyway? Everything's always covered in shadows. We'll help her pick up the sweets because we're nice. I hesitated before dragging myself away from my work with a sigh. I knelt down beside her to help her pick up the sweets. Despite my haste, she was far faster than me, simply scooping up the sweets swiftly with her hands. We're used to the dark, I guess. It doesn't really bother me anymore. Makes sense, your eyes can adjust to low light environments after being in one for a while. And you've been working here for like, what, 8 months? A year? Honestly, I can't remember. Pretty sure it's been at least a year, but I've lost count. Calla nodded, standing back up. I handed the rest of the sweets back to her. She smiled at me, tucking the sweets back into her clothes under her lab coat. Besides, the plants we work with are pretty sensitive. We keep the lights low to avoid any reactions when we're studying them. I see. She glanced around the lab, her gaze traveling from the computer screen across the room to the study desk. How's things with the project, by the way? I've always wished I could work closer with the extra-dimensional stuff. She sighed dramatically, lifting her hand to her face. Alas, I am but confined to engineering and robotics. Still sounds fun to me. We get to build stuff to be sent into the back rooms to help the researchers there, but never access it ourselves. It's just building stuff, watching them blow up, and then trying to build it again. Well, speaking of the plants, I really should be. That still sounds kind of interesting. Continue dialogue. I mean, sending plants in and out of the back rooms isn't that interesting after a while. Continue dialogue. Let's see, what do I want? That still sounds kind of interesting. Oh, you think so? Must be the explosion thing, huh? I guess they're kind of interesting, but it gets tiring after a while. We're always pushing deadlines when it comes to building stuff. Like you want to finish the project before the deadline and it just refuses to work. And you're panicking because you know you have to get it done. Other sectors are counting on you and you have Daedalus and Mavarim breathing down your neck. And you're terrified because you know Mavarim might do something if you keep missing deadlines. Yeah, about that, Dr. Calla. She froze, glancing upwards at the corners of the laboratory ceiling for a bit. Sorry about that. I got carried away. I don't hate my job. No, I love building machines and robots. Just kind of wish I could deal with the back rooms and other weird phenomenon more directly. I would love to be closer to the action. Anyway, it looks like you're working alone here today. Alright, so I might load and see what the other choice gets me. Sending plants in and out of the backrooms isn't that interesting after a while. I guess every job has its problems. I still wish I was assigned to a sector closer to the extra-dimensional stuff, though. It would make dealing with the constant problems with builds exploding more interesting. Like, you want to okay. Anyway, it looks like you're working alone here today. Yeah, I haven't seen my coworkers in a while. That's a bit weird. I think they're just busy with other projects, so they're not working in this lab. I see. When was the last time you've seen any of them? Like coming out of their rooms or in the corridor. Days? Days? It really has been days, huh? Sometimes it feels longer than that. Longer than you think. Do you feel like the days have just been repeating themselves? Calla was staring off into space, despondent. Her expression made me recoil a little. Do you need to sit down? You can rest here for a bit. Yeah, that would be nice. I led her to one of the chairs in the lab. She sat down, taking a few deep breaths, still staring off into space. I gave her a gentle pat on her back, which seemed to relax her. It took a while, but she suddenly appeared to revert back to her old, cheerful self. It looked like the shadows lifted around her a little. She bounced up from the chair, her expression instantly snapping into a smile. It must be pretty lonely here without your coworkers around. I'll try to come see you more often, whenever I'm free from work. Or you can come see me if you like. It would be good to step out of the lab for a bit. It almost seemed that she had no recollection of what had happened. That's eerie. I shouldn't keep you from doing your work, but before I go, she rummaged through her clothes pockets for one of her sweets, took my hand and pressed the sweet into my palm. A bit of candy never hurt anyone. I hope it cheers you up. I'll be kinda busy tomorrow, but I'll try to visit you again the day after. See ya, Moth. Alright, I want to see what years and hours say, and then also just asking if she's okay. So, give me a second. Hours? I don't think it's been hours. Feels like it's been much longer. Longer than you think. Do you feel that way too? Alright, years. Has it really been years? So you feel it too, don't you, Moth? That it's been years. Longer than you think. Are you okay? No, I need a second. She continued to stare into the void, her expression still as unsettling as before. But suddenly her expression snapped back into her usual smile. Alright. See ya, Moth. With that, she gave me a little wave with a hand mostly covered by her lab coat sleeve and sauntered out of the lab. I placed the sweet into my pocket, watching as she almost stumbled again as she walked down the darkened corridor. The shadows seemed to settle back around me in the lab after she left, along with the usual silence. I headed back to the study desk, finding myself moving quietly, as if I was afraid to stir the shadows. Camellia. Oh, okay. No changing colors. changes in size, has additional growths. Stamen is elongated. You have finished observation. Press the flower. Confirm. Oh my god, okay. Well, you know, there was someone there. We love that. I should head to bed. It's getting late. You studied 2 out of 3 flowers today. Wait, could I have studied all 3? And answered 6 out of 8 questions correctly. You did very well, Dr. Moth. We at Daedalus Laboratories and Mafarim Corp are satisfied with your performance. Good, 'cause I'm not sure I could do any better, to be honest. Return to your sleeping quarters and rest for the night, if you insist. Oh, hello, Zacharias. Also, there's a lot more arrows on that. Oh, we can read a lot more of this. Let's see. Methods is what was blocked off last time. Plants are introduced and germinated within various locations of the back rooms. Locations with no soil have had soil sourced from the geology department. Retrieval of flowers, stem, roots, fruits, and leaves from the plants are done via computer-controlled portal systems. Samples are studied by comparing them against samples taken from the same plant species and phenotypes grown in the laboratory. That is the control sample. I will see if we get to see the results, because most of that is hard to read. So I guess let's get to work. Leave the sleeping quarters. I mean, how else will we work? Alrighty. Alright. This. Retrieve plant samples through the interdimensional portal. Confirm. Alright. Flowers have been teleported into the lab and retrieved via the flower chute. Okie doke. Wisteria. Note down any changes to the petals. So the color's different and there's petals missing. A stem is missing. Someone's knocking. You have finished observation. Press the flower. Yes. Begonia. Note down any changes. Colors? Flower appears to be shifting into different colors. Yes, press it. Hello. Oh, he's cute. Hi. Whoop. Startled, I accidentally dragged a few things off of the table with me as I leapt back. Dr. Florian? Hey, Moth. Sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. I'll help pick those up for you. Oh, we can be mean. Let me save real quick. No, you've done enough. I'll handle it. I bent down to pick up the equipment rapidly. Florian took a step back from me. I could hear him shift his feet uncomfortably. Sorry, Florian. So, is there a reason why you were standing behind me silently? Alright, now I'll go back and get the nice answer. That would be nice. Thanks. Florian bent down and I followed suit. Together, we carefully picked up the equipment and returned them to the table. Nothing seemed damaged, and I was relieved that none of the precious flower samples got dragged down onto the floor. Florian took a step back after he handed the equipment to me. So, is there a reason why you were standing behind me silently? I asked as I rearranged the equipment back into their usual spots on the table. Just wanted to check up on you. Seems like Calla isn't here. Thought she would be visiting you today too. Looks like you're kinda busy. Yeah, I kind of am. So, if you could be quick. Okay. I'm not going to take up too much of your time anyway. Just wanted to check up on you, see if everything's okay. Haven't seen you outside of your sector for a while. Okay, now I'll go back and get the nicer answers. Yeah, I was so focused you scared the hell out of me. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to. Thanks for telling me that, honestly, by the way. Really need to stop startling people on accident. Yeah, just do it on purpose. He did tend to be so quiet that no one noticed that he was in the room with them. Alright, now let's see what the other answer brings. Yeah, I'm pretty busy, but is there something you needed? Not really, no. Sorry for scaring you, by the way. I keep doing that to people on accident. Didn't mean to. Just wanted to check up on you, see if everything's okay. Haven't seen you outside of your sector for a while. Do you just go between the sleeping quarters and the lab all day? Well, the project's been picking up, and I've been really busy. I haven't had time to do much else. Sorry. That doesn't sound very healthy. What have you been eating? I get food delivered to me from the cafeteria. It's much faster than going out to eat. Florian frowned even more than he usually did, shaking his head. I mean, I do take a day off every week. What do you do on that day off? I, stay in my room? Florian sighed. He's cute. Does your supervisor know about this? Did he ask you to work so hard that you never leave your sector? No, I wrinkled my forehead, feeling like I was forgetting something. Florian glanced around, looking down the corridor behind him. Where is he anyway? There was no one in the bedrooms when I passed them. I'm not sure. He's probably busy in some other sector, I guess. When was the last time you saw him or any of your coworkers? Well, at any rate, you really should take a break from your work now and then. Get some sunlight, something nice to eat. You know, something to make you happy. I really need to get this project done. We've been getting some pretty good results from the plants. I think we're close to getting some breakthroughs on how the backrooms affects biological matter. Working too hard and not getting much sun or fresh air is still bad for you, though. Yeah, but do you really want to rot here? No? And besides, I shouldn't be lecturing you like this. Sorry. What? I thought I saw... Hey, you don't look very well. Here, take a seat. He reached out to grab a chair for me. Okay, that just ends dialogue. And we go back to work. But we're gonna say, yeah, that's very sweet of you. Florian moved one of the chairs over to me, dragging it across the floor almost noiselessly. Wish I had that ability. I sat down, one hand on my temple. I could hardly remember what I saw that gave me such a bad shock, but the thought of it still lingered in my mind, and it was making my eyes burn. Florian stood by me, head tilted slightly in concern. I think you need more rest, Moth. I'm fine. You don't exactly look fine. He glanced around the lab at the various items on the desk and the computer screen. He leaned closer to me to speak. Tell you what, I'll make something home-cooked for you. I have some extra work tomorrow, but I'll visit you again day after tomorrow, and I'll have some food for you then. They seem to not come in after they say that. I don't know if that's going to be the case in the full game, but he was worried about Dr. Calla too. It's fine, you don't need to. It's better than just eating cafeteria food every day. You need more variety. And besides, I'm sure home-cooked food tastes better and is healthier. I relented, giving him a small nod. He seemed satisfied by that. I love how we have so many chances to end our dialogue with him. So, what's going on with you lately? Just been working on the usual soil sample studies. Researchers go into the other dimension areas to collect samples. We test them. Probably better none of us go in there ourselves, I guess. I don't trust myself or any of my coworkers to deal with the dangers there. He looked around the lab another time, his gaze resting on the computer screens for a bit. Although there haven't been a lot of soil samples from the back rooms. There's not much soil there anyway. I don't think we can test carpet samples. I found myself cracking a small smile at his joke. Sounds like you haven't been as busy as usual. Yeah, that's why I've had more time to make homemade food. As long as Mavarim doesn't come peering down at what we're doing again, we just kind of do whatever during our free time. Oh, the blush! Wait, so do we have multiple love interests in this one? I feel like both Calla and Florian could be. Huh, but is Zacharias a love interest? Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Don't want Mavarim operatives coming in and seeing us chatting for so long. See ya, Moth. With that, he left the lab as quietly as he entered. The only noise he made was him opening and closing the sector door. He smiled at me. I turned back to my work, still with the image of Florian's smile in my mind. Once again, the shadows in the room seemed to settle more heavily now that I was alone again. Let's see. Petals have been rearranged. Flowers elongated. Here's humanoid. Press the flower. You studied 3 out of 4 flowers today. Answered 8 out of 12 questions correctly. You did very well, Dr. Moth. We at Daedalus Laboratories and Mavarim Corp are satisfied with your performance. Return to your sleeping quarters and rest for the night. Wait. What? Didn't there used to be something on the wall besides the arrows? Oh, I knew it. Okay. Results. As of current, there have been a wide variety of mutations. Some plant samples return unchanged. Some have small mutations, such as changes of color and shape, inversion of patterns, and unusual growths. However, some samples have had unexplainable mutations, such as plant samples moving slowly on their own, growing while not connected to the original plant body, bleeding. Blood collected was sent to the forensics department for testing, shifting in and out of existence, emitting noises such as breathing or screams, etc. We are unsure of how these effects can be utilized for company benefit. More testing has been requested. Yeah, let's leave. Hey. I don't remember seeing those there before. Yeah. Yes. As I approached the lab, I heard a deep voice humming. Hello? Greetings, Dr. Moth. Absolutely delighted to see you here far earlier than usual. Who? You are not one of my coworkers, buddy. Have the reports of the past few days been compiled and stacked on my desk? You appear confused. Yeah, I am, actually. I don't know you? One side of my head was pounding and I felt my eyes burning again. Surely my absence has not caused you to be unable to recall who I am. Oh, you're the lab supervisor, aren't you? Indeed, I am Dr. Zacharias. How odd that you have forgotten, as we have worked tirelessly on this project for the past 2 years. His voice was starting to make my ears ring. I see. I felt like something was missing in my head. The pounding grew a little worse. My apologies for being absent from the laboratory, but I have returned. I shall be supervising the project as I had done before. Any questions, Dr. Moth? So I assume I get to ask all of these. So your name is Dr. Zacharias. As I have stated before, indeed, my name is Zacharias. You may address me as Dr. Mnemosine if you like. I hope I pronounced that right. I don't know. It could be Mnemosine, it could be Nemosine. I don't know. But I much prefer if you were to refer to me by my first name. I see. Where were you all this time? I have been occupied with other projects. By the way, I love this little sassy hip cock that he's doing. You see this? He is so sassy. And I have been quite busy with some art pieces. I do find joy in creation during my spare time. Even now, I am working on a painting. It was only then did I notice the painting on an easel in the lab, looking very out of place in the sterilized environment. I have yet to find an apt title for it, nor can I show it to anyone, but it shall be done at the end of the week. What other project have you been working on sir. He shrugged lightly. I love him. They are classified information, but perhaps I shall inform you of them later. No questions. Ah, very well. Now perhaps you can return to your work. I do hope that you recall the limitations set upon us by Daedalus Laboratories. At least 3 reports a day. Yes, I know that. I found myself a little distracted. Have you noticed anything different about this place? No, I do not know of any changes, but perhaps I do not remember them, as it has been some time since my presence here. I just noticed some changes in the bedrooms and in the hallway. Have you now? How odd. But as I have said before, I have not been here for some time. Perhaps the changes happened in my absence. Or perhaps they happened because of you. Do proceed with your flower studies and reports. I shall be working on mine and painting in the meantime. He moved away back to his desk, still humming to himself. I decided to continue with my work. To be continued. Oh, that was creepy. Well, I'm gonna leave this here. That was the demo for Lovely Pressed Flowers. I like it. I mean, you know me, I love Zacharias, but the atmosphere in this and the few jump scares are really good. Like, they're actually quite effective, I would say. I do hope our coworkers are okay. The 2 that we have met are very likable. I would very much like there to be a chance to keep them alive when the full game comes out, but I have no idea if it will happen or not. Anyhow, enough rambling. This was fun. If you made it this far, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of me, please subscribe. I should be back to uploading 3 times a week by now, at least for the most part. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye.